Hello,
Internet.
and welcome to another episode of Ginger Force Apocalypse, the podcast. I'm Britt Rochelle.
And I'm Josh.
This is the studio puppy, Zap, aka Brannigan. Call him Zap Attack. He's been a little grumpy, so he'll be a little wiggle wormy this episode. How you been? And Garrett's back there too, actually. Don't forget about Garrett.
Or do. You know, we won't judge you if you do.
Won't judge you.
I already forgot.
Who are you?
How you been, Josh?
Tired a lot lately, actually.
Gee, I wonder why.
We're doing a lot of, nesting at the house these days.
I hear your wife's very into grouting lately.
Yes.
Nice.
She, managed to put up a whole tile in the kitchen.
Nice.
Almost by herself, all while I was at work.
Okay.
So nobody can get mad at me that I didn't help her or assist. Because I did.
Canceled.
Just
Terrible
towards the
husband.
end, anyways.
Makes sense.
It looks pretty nice. Like, it came out very well for a DIY around the house.
Okay. Solid.
How about you?
I'm a lot better. I know last week we were supposed to film some stuff, and my eyes decided to not want to be eyes that day.
Yeah.
And it was terrible and awful, but thankfully it recovered in time for me to go to a convention in Jacksonville. Collective Con. That was a very good time. Very short vlog coming soon, hopefully. But no, that was a really good time. It was pretty chill. Walked around, looked at some cool cosplays. I was Howl from House Moving Castle. Tato was Sophie from House Moving Castle. From the same film, our buddy Jer, aka Captain Halfbeard, he was Turnip Head, and we got a lot of attention. It was very cool. Ran into a couple of different Howl cosplayers who were in bird form, so that was pretty dope. We literally, like, when we saw each other in the convention halls, like, pointed at each other and we're like, ah! That's, I guess, how cosplayers acknowledge each other now.
Yeah.
But, but no, that was fun. That was, and then it's a 3-day convention, but I was only there Saturday and Sunday. Got to go to a cool Lord of the Rings panel. Sean Astin and Elijah Wood were there.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. There were a lot of good questions asked, good little backs and forths. Sean Astin was obviously called out first, which a lot of people loved, because as he was coming out, like, the whole crowd started chanting, "Rudy, Rudy, Rudy." Then Elijah came out, and obviously everyone, like, lost their shit. It was great. My favorite part, though, was there are two parts that stood out at that panel to me. The one, not a lot of it having to do with Lord of the Rings, so there was actually a lot of good, like, Lord of the Rings discussion to be had. But I thought it was funny. There was, like, a baby in the audience that just kept, like, screaming. Not, like, elongated. It didn't, like, ruin the panel or everything, but it would, like, make a loud baby noise. And the first time it happened, Elijah, like, his face, like, toward the baby, and he mimicked the sound. So the baby went, "Nyah," and he was like, "Nyah!" And you could see every time that baby made a noise, his face, like, pointed in that direction. He was trying not to mimic the baby.
Such a good guy.
He was such a sweetheart. And then the second one, some little girl during the Q&A asked who the real hero was. Was it Frodo or Samwise? And both actors agreed, yeah, it was Frodo.
As one should.
But no, that was really cool. Then day 2, I cosplayed as Bunny Bulma from Dragon Ball. And then the main thing I did that day was, honestly, I chilled in the gamers room most of the day. Played a lot of Rock Band. And I did get to do a photo op with Elijah Wood, actually, so I've got that picture.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah!
She doesn't deserve it. I should have been. It should have been me.
But
That's not fair!
let's just say,
me.
even in heels, I'm almost as tall as him. He's a short guy.
He's a short guy.
Or you're just a short person.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
That's
both
the
we're both
comparison.
shorties.
She's almost there. She's almost reached him.
Oh, speaking of Rock Band, honestly, I love Rock Band and other rhythm-based games. So whenever I was in the gamers room, that's about exclusively what I played in that gamers room was Rock Band. The footage I do have of the Lord of the Rings panel is really bad because I'm, like, at the back of the room, and I meant to get in line a lot sooner. It was, like, snaked around.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was not surprised at all. And that was me getting in line 10 minutes before the panel, and the panel started like 20 minutes late because their photo ops were running late. So there's that. But I was going to get in line sooner, but I was like, I'm having fun in the gamers room. I'm vibing with these people because we had like the full crew going. just a bunch of strangers. It was wonderful. And I was like, okay, one more song, and then I'll get in line. And these are younger kids, so I'm not expecting them to pick the song that they picked. And guess what they picked as the last song I was going to play before I went into that panel?
Through the Fire and the Flames.
I was thinking the same exact
Close.
thing.
Freebird. Actually, I played Through the Fire and Flames the following day. But, yeah, no, they were like, I was like, okay, one more song, let's go. I didn't mention I was running late because I don't want to put that pressure on anybody or anything. I was like, one more song. They picked Freebird, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to be late. Let's go. Overall.
Did you actually play through the song, though?
Absolutely.
Did you beat them?
What do you mean beat them? It's not a competition.
It's always a competition, especially when there's kids involved.
You always have to beat
There's
the
a
crowd.
percentage at the end of the song for accuracy. Did you get a better percentage than the kids?
Probably, because I was only playing on medium, because I've never...
Were they playing on easy?
I don't remember. I don't pay attention when I'm playing Rock Band. I'm like, we're a band!
Gamer.
Those kids get weirdly good at that game, though, seriously.
They do.
I've seen that one kid who can, he shreds the board.
Oh, drums are stupid, by the way. Figuring out... I played on...
I love the drums.
I played on the drums once, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going back to guitar or vocals. But no, the funnier part was, I remember me and this other... Okay, so this one guy during one of our sessions was like, oh man, I haven't played Guitar Hero or Rock Band ever because I grew up playing Guitar Hero. And I'm like, yeah, same here. And some 10-year-old just looked between us and was like, it's because you guys are old. And I was like, damn it, I guess I am old.
I guess it's safe to say that I've had my fair share of both sides.
Yeah.
I still play Guitar
I
Hero.
love Guitar Hero.
Well, Clone Hero. It's the same thing, it's just on the PC.
Do you play with guitar?
I do, actually.
Oh, okay, good. Because I'm like, I don't care how you play
It's
it.
an Xbox 360 controller that, you just plug into.
We have one.
Okay, good. Because I'm not... I get there's... Playing Guitar Hero not with a guitar controller is fine, I guess. I just don't think it's as good or as fun.
Well, to be fair, before I bought the controller, or even bought the adapter for the Wii controller that I had, I held the keyboard.
Okay.
Like that.
See, there's ways around it, folks.
And still use the arrow keys, so all the numbers up
That's
there
actually
was...
pretty cool.
No, and that is actually fair to say, because as much as I want to be like, oh, you're not actually playing Guitar Hero without a guitar controller, not everyone can get the guitar controller.
Yeah, Josh,
Stuff's
it's not fucking
expensive.
Guitar Hero, dude. You're playing Keyboard Hero.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun.
That actually sounds pretty fun to use a keyboard to do it.
Right?
It's probably not ideal to use a Bluetooth one,
Probably
Oh,
not.
I wouldn't.
because the anti-ghosting on there is not...
What do you mean anti-ghosting? What does that mean?
So anti-ghosting on keyboards is if you're hitting 3-4 keys at a time and you gotta hit number 5. Number 5 won't register.
Sticky keys.
Yeah, well,
No.
sticky keys is something else.
Fair enough.
That's when you hit shift 5 times.
That's right. Okay, I mixed that up. Fair enough. Go on.
But with newer gaming keyboards or something that says anti-ghosting keys, you can hit up to 27 keys on the keyboard and it not cause any problems.
Nice.
So a lot of the times with older keyboards, you'll run into that issue where you go to hit 1, 2, and 3, and then you go to hit another number or whatever.
It's like,
And it's like, so you press 3 again?
what's that all about?
Yeah. But playing with the keyboard definitely was a challenge. I'll tell you that. If you're going to try it, you should start out with, Through the Fire and the Flames.
I love Through the Fire and Flames. It's such a good song.
Well, in Clone Hero, you can get any song. Like, you can get in the Hall of the Mountain King and
Love it.
vibe out on Expert, at 40 million notes per second.
Fair.
The entire screen goes black.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. All right, let's get into some gaming news. Sounds like we've been having a good time just vibing. Let's see what's going on in the gaming world.
Well, I feel like talking about Clone Hero actually brought us into the world of emulators.
Indeed. Last time we talked about emulators, a big old lawsuit between Nintendo and Yuzu. What happened there?
Well, as probably a lot of people had thought the outcome of the lawsuit was going to go, Yuzu is no longer a thing. Yuzu is now closed.
Very, very dead.
All the sources for the game like emulator anywhere. Reddit, Google, GitHub, gone, scrubbed.
Wow, sounds like a pretty thorough cleansing of the online.
Not only did the Nintendo Switch get scrubbed, the 3DS one got scrubbed as well.
Oh.
So there was Yuzu and then there was Citra, which I guess was supposed to be like a citrus fruit. I couldn't tell you what it was. I never played it.
Probably something like LimeWire.
Sure, let's go with that.
I don't know. It's your citrus, and I think LimeWire.
I was thinking like an orange or something like that. But
well, LimeWire works in because that's the famous music piracy application. I guess would be the best way I could describe it.
yeah,
That if you downloaded that, you got just viruses. So many viruses on your mom's computer.
the age of piracy became the age of viruses.
Virusy.
Viracy, yeah.
You wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't steal a TV.
Bet. No, I'm just kidding. We don't do that.
As it turns out, I would. I would in fact download a car.
You wouldn't print a car.
I mean,
It's very easy as it turns out.
It is indeed, though.
so yeah, it looks like Yuzu lost their lawsuit. They have to pay $2.4 million to Nintendo to settle it because it was facilitating piracy at a colossal scale, which honestly, when we were talking about it last time, I kind of saw that coming. When you were describing Yuzu, and because I don't play on emulators, I play on original hardware where I can, or I'll just play like a lot. Say I have a PS5, so a lot of older games that they have on like the PlayStation Store, I'll play it from there. But no, I don't really play emulators. So when you were describing to me what it was and how to do it and your own history with it, I was like, oh yeah, no, they're not winning this one. Not against Nintendo.
No. Especially with the whole Tears of the Kingdom thing. Like, granted, not everybody was all for playing games before release dates. But if you have two separate release dates, somewhere somebody is going to have a digital copy for that game almost immediately.
Yeah.
Can't have a Japanese launch date and then expect people not to have a piracy copy 2 days after launch.
Yeah. It's not like the old days when you just could mess around with some coding in the disc and
Exactly.
it takes 3 months to break. No, it's especially with everything digital, it is too easy. So Yuzu went dead.
Done. Gone. I don't have my splat.
Quite the theme, though, that freaking a lot of big companies winning lawsuits,
Yeah,
especially as of late.
I can see the pros and cons of again. I can sympathize to an extent and be like, look, this is our IP. We're trying to make our money. Like, let's not steal things, okay, buddy? But on the other hand, when things become so inaccessible that they're only for rich people, like Disney World, like
We're just gonna bleep that part out.
we can bleep it.
I prefer not to get attacked by China right now.
Fair enough, but no.
Bleep that part out too.
But you know what I mean. When things are so expensive, they're inaccessible only to the rich. It's like we've seen what happened in the French Revolution.
Yeah,
it's just gonna keep happening.
Politics. Sorry. That we can leave unbleeped.
Yeah, no, it's gonna keep happening, and I don't think a damn soul should feel bad for any of the big companies for any reason.
No.
No.
Honestly, I only hope this makes it people double down.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that, actually. Oh, I don't want to endorse theft or thievery or stealing or anything illegal.
I do.
Let's see. Part of the joint filing, Tropic Haze not only agreed to pay $2.4 million to Nintendo, but also says Yuzu is primarily designed to circumvent and play Nintendo Switch games. The company agrees to be permanently enjoined from working on Yuzu, hosting Yuzu, distributing Yuzu's code or features, hosting websites and social media that promote Yuzu, or doing anything else that circumvents Nintendo's copyright protection. So, yeah, that explains the scrubbing of their presence from the internet.
But then again, you also got to think of all the other emulators that are out there. Who's next?
Yeah.
There's a Game Boy emulator. That's Nintendo. There's Wii emulators. There's
Nintendo, yeah.
Nintendo 64 emulators.
Emulators.
Yeah, it's interesting.
RetroArch, which is on Steam, has cores for each system, which includes Nintendo Switch now. Well, after this, I don't know if it does anymore. I haven't touched RetroArch in a minute. But you can literally go in there, and it gives you the option to download cores for each system. Minus all the new gens, so PlayStation 4, 3, those are all out of question. PlayStation 2, 1, and everything like at that line and behind, you can download for free and play the games. You just got to go find them.
Fair enough. That does bring up an interesting point, though. Why Yuzu? Of all the emulators, why did Nintendo go after Yuzu specifically? Do we know? Is there an answer? Or were they just kind of cherry-picked to make an example out of?
It just became popular enough. That shit just kind of happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Started off, though, like, when I was in school. Like, in 2015, I started hearing the name Yuzu pop around.
Yeah.
And then once the Switch became more and more popular, Yuzu's name became more popular.
Yeah.
Because, I, as a child, at 17, 18, could not afford a $400 Game Boy.
No. Yeah.
So, I took to Yuzu.
Well, that would probably, I guess that would answer the question then, because if Nintendo becomes synonymous with a company that is famous for circumventing Nintendo's copyright, then it's going to get their attention a lot quicker than any of these other emulators, especially something that's specifically for Nintendo. It's like, if you're just like cherry picking from different emulators, it's different. But if you're like, I go to this one because it circumvents Nintendo, screw you, Nintendo. Nintendo's gonna go, what?
You thought?
Excuse?
But, I mean, for people that do emulations, what if I can't get a game because it's region locked?
Yeah, that's another...
It happens all too often, actually.
Right.
A lot of games can't be gotten because people want to keep in a specific region.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if I want to play the Japanese version of Final Fantasy and we can't get it here because, hello, America.
Yeah. I know, I get, you could always argue, like, there's eBay, but that depends on whether or not it'll even play on an American PS5 either, and you can't even guarantee where that PS5 came from, for, like, just using PS5 as an example. So... a lot of factors, a lot of reasons to emulate or not to emulate. That is the question here.
Does bring me to a thought of a GameCube mod.
Yeah.
So there's a special chip that you can get that essentially is just a switch. You take apart the GameCube, find the main part of the motherboard, and you solder that chip to two certain points on the board. Cut out a hole in the back of the case and you can access the switch. The switch allows you to change the region of the GameCube. So you can change it from America to Japan and you play any game and it doesn't matter because the game or the console itself has the software coding to run both, but depends on which place you bought it from, you're locked to that region. That little switch unlocks it. So does that mean that we're going to move from digital content to having hardware mods to be able to do all this stuff?
I mean, honestly, I would hope so, because that's, like, a physical, I know we've discussed this at length on this here podcast, but physical stuff is just 100% so much better than digital for so many reasons. Again, even for the corporations, it's better for them, and it's better for the consumer as well. So. Exactly.
And I'm glad that you say physical things are better than the digital content.
Why?
Because PlayStation is in some heat right now.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about this. What's it?
Because of what it said?
What happened?
There was a bug going around.
Oh.
People were losing digital content, even though they paid for it.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. That would piss a lot of people off. I'm just gonna be blunt. Yeah.
Oh, and their fucking terms of service is still awful.
Oh, what do you mean? What's like? No one reads the terms of service. At least I don't.
Not just the terms of service. I mean, like, you can't get help from PlayStation.
Oh yeah, trying to like change your password, or if you lose your password, or change your phone number, God forbid, or
you can't get help. It's fucking awful.
It is, unless you like have like 3 hours to stand in front of your computer on hold, or you're like your problems, or you like talking to a chatbot, which I don't. No, PlayStation support.
The chatbot won't even help too.
The chatbot will say, "Hey, man."
Oh man, I'm glad we had this whole conversation. I'll wait until a person comes.
Oh, we have a Tato intrusion. Hello. Welcome. We're talking about digital content and terrible PlayStation stuff.
Nice. I got
Yeah.
an oat milk milkshake.
Lovely.
Did you give me one?
Emma said no one wanted any. I asked him to ask everyone.
Well,
He clearly did not come in here and ask. The people on the camera would have said so.
we would have said yes,
Hey,
100%.
people on the camera would have.
Shut up.
All right. Well, sorry, what were we talking about? PlayStation support. Would you like to pop in on this?
I've never played PlayStation.
But you deal with digital content and how shitty customer service people are for, like, businesses, correct?
Yes.
So then you kind of have a knowledge of how, shitty chatbots and terrible customer service is for people like this.
Yeah. So a fun example. So recently I was helping a friend of mine because I weirdly enjoy like paperwork and bureaucracy and stuff. Hate taxes, but I love like helping people like get lost things or log into things because I'm pretty good at retrieving and or fixing that kind of thing. So my buddy changed his phone number recently, and he was like, well, crap, I can't get into any of my PlayStation stuff. I've actually thought this was you, Garrett, because I've helped you and some
I'm
other
having
friends.
this problem right now.
Currently, yeah, so
I've
Garrett...
completely disregarded my PlayStation and anything involving PlayStation Plus because I do not want to deal with the chatbot.
Yeah,
Get your shit up, Sony.
No, literally. So, like, an example conversation... an example conversation would be, dude, I need to reset my password. Okay, well, we'll send you a text code. Well, I don't have my phone number anymore. I changed it. Can you send it to my email? Oh, well, no, because reasons, this, that, these, and those. And I'm like, okay, and then can you do the thing? Or no, it'll be like, can we send the email? Yeah, send the email. I didn't get the email. Can you, like, resend it? Yeah. No email. Okay, yeah, I still didn't get that email. Okay, we'll just send you a text code. Already told you. Change my phone number. Can you just change the phone number? And it's like, did we help you change your password? And it's rarely a live person. If you want a live person, you have to, again, it's between certain hours. They're sometimes available, and you have to have like 3 hours to be available to be on hold.
That's pleasant.
And honestly, I dealt with them like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was kind of bad, but it wasn't that bad then. It's gotten so much worse. Like,
because everybody doesn't want to deal with it.
Well, it's terrible. Like, I mean, there's ways, like, I thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was, because it can be a pain if you don't have access to your email or if you've changed your phone number, and I get the security risk, but I've encountered ways they used to have you authenticate it by being like, okay, what are the last couple things you purchased? What's your social security? I don't think they take social security number.
But even with the whole, what's the last few things that you've purchased?
Yeah.
Amazon does the same thing. And you know how many times I've went on there and go, a thing. I don't remember. I've bought so many damn things in the past week. What's the last thing you saved in your cart? Homie, I've got 97 things in there. What do you mean? Those are kind of loaded questions. Like, doesn't always help.
No, it is not.
Because you could just start listing off random games and they go, oh yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, so Sony customer service needs to get more employees, or they need to wake them up from their naps at their desks, and they need to stop with the digital shit if they're not going to let people keep it.
Exactly. If you have a physical disc, who's going to come and take it?
Please, I want to see it.
I want to see it happen too.
Employee just walk into someone's house
with a clipboard and going, hey, so I see that this user here by the name of Goblin King has this physical copy of a game. We need to apprehend this person for the disc. Is he home? You're like, no.
No, he ain't home. I don't know who that is. But like J-Rock tweeted a screenshot of the I guess Sony lost their content licensing agreement with Discovery. So as of 31 December 2023, due to our licensing arrangements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. We thank you for your continued support.
See, at any point I'm downloading videos onto a console, I already know that it's not going to stay there. Copy, paste, PC, done.
Yeah. But
Rip that stuff right off the console.
But you should,
But if you pay for
you shouldn't have
If you pay
do
for
that.
it, doesn't mean anything. Especially if it's digital content. You make a copy. That way if somebody takes the original, you still have your copy.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't you know the word piracy?
We talk about that a lot on this here
We
podcast.
do.
See, that's the thing.
It's apocalypse for a reason.
you're
Piracy is your life.
You're bringing all of this digital force. You're forcing all this digital stuff where you can just take it away at any time, and you expect people not to take it back immediately,
Right. Oh, thank you.
or just steal it in the first place.
Okay, so what is that one meme? Adapt, improvise, and
Overcome.
overcome. You know, whatever, which way you want to...
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is the part where we're overcoming the new age.
You just straight
Piracy.
Straight adapting. Overcoming. Or
You're
becoming
either the one
pirates.
making the content for the pirates, or you're the pirate ripping the content.
And it happens
Yeah.
so quickly. People have gotten so fast at just, oh, this game's coming out. People are able to literally pull games out before they come out. I've seen it happen. Because of the Fallen Kingdom. It's
Yeah.
an example.
This is the main reason why Yuzu got in trouble in the first place.
People are getting quick at that. They're doing that kind of stuff faster.
Now just imagine how it's going to be in 2 years.
And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm pretty sure a lot less people would be doing this if people like PlayStation would stop trying to just steal it back for some fucking reason.
Yes,
they just keep trying to dick people over.
Well, yeah, there's an absolute loss of trust between, producer and consumer because of that reason. You used to be able to buy a game, and the only thing I could think of where you wouldn't be able to play your copy of, Spyro the Dragon would be... I have to bring it up every episode.
Every episode.
Every episode. Would be if you broke it, if your kid or little kid cousin decided to, play Frisbee with it.
Break it.
Yeah, if your friends stole it, or if you just played it so much that it wore out the disc, which at that point got your money's worth. Not what is happening now. That's not even the same as...
See, the moment I see a kid
Even
touch
online
my
games, you
disc
could
with his
literally,
greasy fingers, he's not going to have them anymore.
Yeah.
The fingers?
The fingers.
All right.
You're going to learn real quick. You
You
don't
gonna
touch a
learn.
disc.
You play a game from back then, like Halo 2. The online server may be down, but guess what? You can still connect your Xbox to your Xbox.
Local party.
You can still do a LAN party.
Bless you.
Thank you, sorry.
It's
Shut
so
up.
easy.
My allergies are kind of bad.
Nobody's taking that shit away forever. Nobody can take that away forever.
Bless you.
Thank you, sorry.
Unless they, of course, just stop making the disc copy and then they start deleting everything.
Right.
Can't kill me now.
Yeah, so screw you. I don't want to say screw you, PlayStation, because I do like my PlayStation.
Fuck
but-
you, PlayStation.
There you go. He could say it. He's an Xbox guy. He don't care.
Well,
Maybe tell
Xbox,
Xbox to go fuck
PC.
Go fuck yourself, Xbox. There.
I mean, Xbox is still under the same heat.
Yeah.
They're dealing with
They're pretty
licensing
much the
problems
same
as well.
group.
Yeah.
No.
They're pretty
You
much
shut your whole mouth.
They'll fucking rip you off one way or another.
No.
Yeah.
Just because they're major companies doesn't mean that they're going to bend you over.
First thing they'll do!
First thing they'll do. No
They say,
lube.
take my money, and they're like, how do I triple that?
Microtransactions.
Through the lowest amount of work possible.
Money.
Oh, you want a skin that you already paid for, but this one's shiny? Bet. We'll do you one better. Woo, skins!
Whoa.
Ugh.
Have you heard pay to win?
Pay
It's
to
like
win.
pay to do
Now you're
nothing.
pay to play right
Now
now.
you pay
Right.
to do anything.
Hey.
So continuing with the whole
The
piracy and
The trend of
emulations
being
and
pirates.
such.
Pirate puppy.
We're pirates today. It's
Well, not even
it's
just
Pi
that.
Day. Steal for
Oh yeah, it is Pi Day 3.14.
Where's the pies? You were supposed to get the pies.
That was
Your
your one.
That's why you were gone for
I
so
thought we were
long.
getting him for dinner.
No, not pizza. You were supposed to bring pecan pie,
Apple pie.
apple
if
pie,
you use
lemon
your
pie.
imagination, it's right here.
That's not the pie. Not the.
Imaginatively, I'm an idiot. I expect a real pie.
Okay, let's go over the best handheld
Piracy device.
piracy device.
Which,
I'm not gonna. I feel we were talking about this a little bit beforehand, before we started recording, and I'll admit I feel a little bit stupid
why?
because I didn't realize the Stream Deck was basically like a mini computer.
Yeah.
I thought it was just. I don't know. It had only Steam stuff on it.
Any
didn't-
of these devices you can swap out for Windows.
Which
So-
honestly makes the Steam Deck a lot more viable of an option.
Not only that, but it makes way more sense why it's so much more expensive than regular consoles. Because it's a handheld computer, is what it is.
Okay, but you're saying that about the Steam Deck, right? So
Yeah.
this thing here is literally an off-brand Steam Deck.
Okay.
It is the Ambernick.
RG5. Oh, they've got a lot of them.
Yeah, they've got one that's literally a Windows 10 device.
Windows 10 device. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's like under
Like
two-
they're pretty good. Like you've got an SNES controller, you've got basically an off-brand Switch,
Yeah.
Game Boys. Like, tell me that doesn't look like a Game Boy Color.
Oh, you know Nintendo's gonna be after them now.
That is not a Game Boy Color at all I've ever seen
This,
in my
though.
life.
This is the one that's a problem. Because when you buy the Ambernick devices, they immediately already come with all the device software, with emulators, Windows 10, and everything possible. And you can take the back off of the console itself and add in more storage.
Ah.
So if it comes in with a 256 solid state drive, you can get a 1 terabyte, swap it out, and now you've got endless options.
Pretty much.
See, that shit, a lot more viable.
And it's the same
Yeah.
thing with the other devices. Steam Deck, Lenovo Go, that ROG Ally. They're all just Windows handhelds. It's a Game Boy. Glorified Game Boy.
Glorified game. Well, yeah.
It's a Switch on crack, if you will.
We gotta start putting eye patches on, guys.
We really should. We'll just wear our eye patches and our pirate hats every day.
To be fair, nobody here, tells you guys to be a pirate.
No, we don't. We don't directly endorse piracy or thievery or anything illegal on this channel.
But if you do it,
Until you get caught. Then, it's fair game.
Yeah, if you do it, we're not endorsing it. We're just saying it happens. We're just don't shoot the messenger. We're just,
Just blame her.
we're just reporting the news.
Blame this one.
Tiny Tato Pirates.
Tiny Tato pirates.
JK.
Well,
See,
you
look
can't
at that
blame the
face.
puppy.
She's not innocent at all. She's a pirate.
This one, he commits heinous piracy.
Yeah, I think so.
You shall be punished for your war crimes.
No guilt in his eyes.
None
Alright.
whatsoever. He doesn't have a thought between those eyes.
No, he's just like, why am I here and why aren't I chasing the cat?
Plan on getting one of these devices?
If I wanted to spend $799 on a Steam Deck, sure.
No, I'm good. There's
I'm good with my Switch.
yeah, there's other stuff.
Another device that you can swap out operating systems for. Actually, you can put the Steam Deck OS on a Switch.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yep.
You
Give
just,
Nintendo money. Just give them a Switch.
Gotta be tech handy, but
I mean,
you've got people
you got
here
a
that
tech
could
guy.
have
Yeah,
it.
we got people.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm just
hell,
gonna
I'll
hand it
do it
over
off
to
the
y'all.
bat.
Y'all can
exactly.
Yeah, we don't know how.
I can get you thousands of games
We don't.
in 10 minutes
We don't know how to
Sounds
do that.
like a good deal.
Right, Josh?
for $100.
No, we don't know how to do that,
$100,
right, Josh?
Right, Josh?
We don't know how to do
For
that.
legal reasons, that's a joke.
My lawyer says I have to tell you it's a joke.
Allegedly.
I don't
There
even
we
have a
go.
lawyer, so have
you
fun, Nintendo.
If you say allegedly, it
You're right. Allegedly,
allegedly that's
You
the thing
don't
people
care.
can do.
I'm going to get away with it.
Allegedly, there's quite a bit you can do.
Are you sure about that?
Well, here's my question. This says on this listicle thing, best Steam-based handheld gaming PC, the Valve Steam Deck. Are there other Steam-based handheld gaming consoles?
No.
So, yeah, that's like, who's the best natural redhead in the room? Wow, default Josh, he
Hi,
wins!
how are you?
Golden redhead, I swear.
Let's see.
Josh ain't off-brand like the other girls.
I can't help it. I'm a bottle redhead. I don't want to be.
$546 for a...
Is that used? Refurbished?
Nope, that's brand new.
I guess better than the price it used to be, but still not great.
I mean, $584 for a docking station, glass, and the deck itself. But now, keep in mind that $512, you can swap it out.
Allegedly.
2 terabytes. Done. An extra $80.
Swapping out some stuff so you can have an extra couple terabytes ain't illegal.
No, it's not.
No, but the fact that it takes less than 45 minutes to swap out the Steam Deck OS for Windows 10,
I swear to God.
and you can put anything on there. You see those little squares?
That's not illegal.
You see the squares, Garrett? Those are mouse pads.
That's not illegal. In what world is that illegal?
Completely illegal. In the world of everybody is suing everybody, I could sue you just for breathing my air.
Could you? This is my house.
I could sue you for saying that. Because that's the city's house.
At this current moment, I have more money. I can sue you.
Do you?
Damn! Just mic
Do
drop.
you, though?
Brady,
We'll
can
see
I
about
borrow-
that by the end of the week.
Borrow a lot of money. Just however much it takes to sue Josh.
I'll play you in an actual game of chess.
That's okay.
None of that digital crap. Kids these days and their digital crap.
Dude, I am a master at almost chess.
Almost chess.
It's like chess in every way, except a few pieces.
Don't get me wrong, I love these devices. Wanted one for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend the money on it, though.
But hear me out. This one's a
Give it
budget
time.
one. Is it Asus? I actually like Asus as a brand. ROGLI. And it is... Wait, that's a budget? That's a $600.
Okay, but the only good thing about that one is the RGB. That's it.
What's wrong
The
with it?
joysticks glow. The back of the case flashes.
That's pretty cool. Nothing.
That's the only thing that's cool about it.
But, see, I don't...
Josh wants his far more.
I mean, that's fair, but here's my question now. Like, how old is this article, though? Because it says...
2024.
Okay, yeah,
the
this-
13th,
this
so
is just
this
yesterday. So, I worry about this because this says $600 at Best Buy, and it's the best budget handheld gaming PC, when we just established you can get the Steam Deck on Amazon for cheaper.
Steam Deck's kind of ass.
But it's,
Very much so.
but it's still more budget than this budget-friendly option.
And if it ends up being better than a PC, I mean...
I've got a whole PC build in my Amazon cart right now that could probably outperform a Steam Deck, and the PC is literally this tall.
Huh.
Like,
Yeah, I know.
you know what a Raspberry Pi is?
We could
Bless
buy
you.
one of those things
Is
for
that-
like...
Pie made with
Raspberry Pi.
Pie
It's
made
a
with-
computer literally the size of a credit card.
Interesting.
Never
I was
heard that.
thinking it was pie.
Me
It's
too.
$75 alone for just
Weirdly
the
on
board.
theme.
Yeah, weirdly on theme with Pi Day.
Hmm. And on there, you also have retro,
Ooh, I do like retro.
which is an emulator for old games.
Oh, this one
Since we're still on the topic for emulation.
Yeah, apparently, today's just Happy
Piracy!
Pie Day. How do we pirate?
Here, let's just go ahead and change the title. Episode 10, Piracy.
Yarg. Let's see.
38.
Those anticipating handheld gaming PC, the MSI Claw portable gaming console.
Would you like a sip?
I just wanted to flick it.
Yes.
All right, well, buy my OnlyFans. All right.
Wow! I'm so glad we're paused.
I know. Right?
Oh, no, we're not.
Well, we're gonna cut this part out.
Nope.
Alright.
Madison, leave this part in.
No, please
Just
don't.
for advertisement purposes.
This is not relevant to the gaming or nerd-based conversation
You're
we're
right.
having.
Buy my OnlyFans instead.
Just remember to bleep out China repeatedly.
China!
China.
Chine.
We'll treat it like it's a curse word.
We'll do it in Spanish. H-O and Chine.
I think if you just say Chine, it's still gonna. Hey, that's China.
Nah, that's China. It's totally
New York
different. It's a
work.
new. It's a
Alright.
new
Yeah,
place.
just like enchilada is different.
Tori's
Yeah.
going to be the new editor, by the way, on the
Oh, she's gonna handle GFAP?
She's gonna be the new editor of GFAP.
Okay, cool.
Stupendous.
Wonderful.
It's because she can add proper animation.
So we just give her countless problems for animations and then expect her to do it. And if not,
That's
we
the
beat
hope.
her up.
Nope. Nope.
We don't beat her up. We just tell her we're disappointed.
All right,
Not
She
mad,
could
I'm
do
disappointed.
better.
Alright.
let's get
get
back
back-
to the episode apparently all about pirating.
Yep. So unfortunately, we had to remove Studio Puppy. He was being a little too much, but that's okay because he can't play video games anyway, so he does not care about this conversation.
His wheel out poles can't even grab a controller.
Amazing.
I'm imagining a dog
Alright,
trying
this-
to play the Switch.
Huh?
Let's get back to the very legal thing of talking about pirating.
So MSI
It's completely
Claw
legal.
portable gaming console. It's not out yet. It's on pre-order. It's gonna be $750. But it says it's going to be one of the best handheld gaming PC options because it's got Intel's new Meteor Lake Core Ultra processor. Means nothing to me, but I'm sure y'all tech guys out there are probably excited for it. It can be upgraded to an Intel Core Ultra 7 155H if you prefer. It'll be available in 3 models with the base version featuring a Core Ultra 5 processor and a 512 gigabyte of storage. Which, like you said, we can just swap out for some terabytes and you'll be good forevers.
That depends if that one has the built-in storage or not. All the other ones I know for a fact, they're just little SSDs that you screw in.
Right. I don't see why this would be too much different.
There are some reasons why.
MSI is increasingly difficult these days.
We're falling apart here. It's okay.
We're just not gonna look at it.
I wasn't going to acknowledge it, but then we acknowledged each other, so
Just don't point at your social medias.
it's
Those
okay.
ones that were right there.
Oh, fuck. You can choose from configurations with 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigs of storage as base edition, with options for more RAM and more storage space as we near the release date.
I was gonna say, 16 gigs of RAM. Not that much.
No,
You've got more RAM in your phone these days.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You guys are selling this damn thing for $750. You're gonna have the base model as a phone?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Let's give us advice. If you don't know which gaming PC is, or which handheld gaming PC is right for you, it gives you some ideas on what to think about. Portability and ergonomic design are huge factors, especially for I'm a gamer with little hands, so I need something that I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you're gonna
cramp
be
up
sitting here
playing.
like trying to play a game like this because it's gonna be so big to your hands.
Yeah, we're little gamers with little hands. We need good options. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you guys have tiny hands.
Um,
Especially you, Josh.
My hand is
Yeah, like midget
twice the size as hers.
hands. Midget hands, Josh.
so yeah, especially
How'd you get your
And-
hands so small?
in a
Being around
modern
small people.
in a
It's a
modern
disease
world where
being
we're catering to
infected.
all gamers and not
Especially
just
these cold
dudes.
They
We
always
need to
call
be able to, and even guys, they shouldn't be neglected either. They've got to be able to game without their wrists freaking giving out. So you don't want to be too heavy either.
I don't think the wrist is gonna be given out.
Oh, swear to God.
If a man has anything, it is a powerful wrist.
Fair enough.
You know,
Touche.
you don't get all this from nothing. Look at that. Strong wrist arms right there, buddy.
That is pure workout right there.
Another key factor of the battery life.
Please make that pose again for your workout.
There you go.
He's doing the
Yeah.
dinosaur, man.
That's how I shoot a basket. Right. Anyway, no, battery life is very important to gaming. Because, hear me out, if I wanted to play my PC constantly plugged in, I just stay at my computer.
Lame.
The idea of a portable gaming PC would be so that, like, you're on a road trip, you're on a business trip, you're on vacation, you can't bring your whole computer setup with you, so you got the little dude here.
Okay, but 2 words. Solar panel.
What does that have to do with anything?
Charge it while you're driving.
There, see, there you go. But I don't know if we're there yet. Otherwise, these would be even more expensive because people are like, you want a solar panel on it? You want some renewable energy source?
You buy it from Amazon. $80 for a small 5-volt charging panel.
Well, that's what
And
I'm
I'm just
saying, though. You
saying-
have to buy it separate. It's not
I
included
don't
in
think that's
the
worth
in the
it.
PC.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I should just get long battery life with
Yeah,
my
if you're-
portable device.
If you're paying $800 for a portable device, it better be damn well portable. You better be able to actually play it, like, for at least, like, 5 hours. That's minimum.
And what if it's
I mean, it did say all of them had at least a 9-hour battery life.
Good. Good.
But why do you need to play video games for more than 9 hours at a time?
Reasons.
Clearly, you're not a gamer.
I have played a game for 18 hours straight at one point.
So there you go.
Oh, and you
So halfway
But that's
through,
different.
It is not different. There's reasons.
It is too different. Small ass hands.
So
I have the
is that
big
all you
hand
got?
around here. I take the.
Is that all you got? I'm just tiny with tiny hands.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the name, tiny and adorable.
Thought you were tiny and potato.
Both.
both is good.
Are potatoes adorable?
They are the cutest little
Or are you
spuds.
just a tato, like a tomato?
Anyways, but
Way off topic now.
well, we could go into a new topic as to
Stay on target.
Enemy spotted.
Like, if you are going to splurge and get yourself a gaming PC, be sure to look at the battery life, look at its design. If you don't like how it looks, you're probably not gonna love how it plays. Like, I know I've complained before of the Steam Deck, how its little nubby things, the joysticks work. So that's actually what I like about the Switch, is I like how the nubbies work. Though a lot of people don't, so
I'm one of those people.
yeah, fair enough. But I think it's great. But there's a reason that a great example would be playing Super Smash Bros. On the Switch. You could use the little Joy-Cons that people hate, or you could just get a GameCube controller, plug it in. So much better.
Show me the GameCube input on a Switch.
There's adapters, bro.
Okay? But that's an accessory that you'd have to buy.
Right.
And I would buy it.
You could also buy that solar panel.
You know, most Switches
That's a totally
come
different
with-
argument.
That's still an
Take it
accessory.
off and make a controller. It comes with the Switch.
Yeah, the little Joy-Con
I'm not
has those
saying
buttons
I
on the
wanna
It
inside.
buy
has it makes a
I'm
whole
not
other
saying I wouldn't
controller.
play the Joy-Cons. I'm saying...
About the same as
There's
it's like
inferior.
an Xbox controller, about the same size, really.
I mean, hell, any Bluetooth device you can sync up to the Switch.
So there you go.
I don't know which part of the argument we're
I don't
on
know.
now.
I kind of lost my spot in that argument there.
Stop losing things, guys.
But no.
I never said we were lost. We were kind of at the point of
Stop.
agreeing,
Still going.
but not.
Still going, Josh.
But no, the point here is obviously that if you don't love how it plays, you probably should see if there are other options. And unfortunately, when it comes to this stuff, it's not build your own. Otherwise, it'd be way even more expensive. So you gotta, in some ways, work with what's available to you. And if what's available to you is getting a solar panel or a GameCube controller, then get it. But if you don't have those access to those, find one that will work what's best for you, or find a different console. I don't know, man.
Hashtag accessories right here, please.
Accessories. They're accessible.
They're accessible. Alright, what else do we have on the jacket for today?
Whole mess of stuff.
Whole mess of stuff. Where are we at here? Okay, yeah, we're doing fine.
Just like
See, I told you we can make that. Told you.
Okay.
make what?
It looks like as of 2 days ago, 2 days from the recording of this episode, Nintendo has pulled the plug on 3DS and Wii U online support. So if you still play on your 3DS or your Wii U, you love doing that original hardware, if anything happens, you're kind of SOL, because
No more.
no one's going to help you. That's even honestly worse than PlayStation, because there are some things PlayStation support, you could argue, very basic stuff, you could argue PlayStation support is good for some things. If you forget your password and have not changed your phone number, for example, they send you a text code, you're good. It's, with Nintendo, the Wii U and the 3DS anyways, it's just gone.
Okay, but
It's not there. It's bye-bye.
these two devices came out fairly long time ago.
Yeah.
This one alone came out 10 years ago. The Nintendo 3DS. The Wii U came out in 2006.
Yeah,
These are considered retro consoles now.
I know, that's wild.
That's sad.
Tell me which console in the retro era has online support.
Well, that's the interesting thing about it, because a lot of retro consoles, say if you're going to go as far back as Atari, don't need online support. You could just go to a Reddit thread, and that's your online support right there.
That is relic consoles. Those are beyond.
Those are the ancient ones.
Those are the old ones.
Those are the ones you pull out of the attic and you go, and it's like a cloud of dust. Mm-hmm. And then you set it up and you're like, still works.
Yeah.
A Wii U, you pull out and you're like, I left it tilted at a 20-degree angle and now it won't turn on anymore. It won't read the disc. Something's wrong.
Touche, but I guess that's where you get into a lot of like retro gaming is either because you genuinely love the experience or want to experience the experience, or it's a novelty. Like you said, these consoles are considered retro now, and the new boys, the Xboxes, your PlayStations, your Switches, that's what people are playing on, or your PC.
What is it? Next gen. That's all you hear now.
Yeah, next gen.
Next gen is the main topic for everybody now. Everything older than, what is it, 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all being considered retro consoles now.
Okay.
360,
That's
PlayStation
depressing.
3.
Problem I have
Yeah.
with people considering everything going only next gen is, it's like, that's where the companies get their mentality of,
Who's still playing these?
like, who's still playing these, and
Mm-hmm.
example, like Overwatch and Overwatch 2, the first thing they did was, what's next gen? Oh, we'll just make a second game.
Copy and paste.
Copy
But put a
and-
2 on
It's the
it.
exact same game. We'll just put a 2 on it, and everybody will buy it.
And that's where I think especially with technology and everything needing to be new, it's harder to appreciate what's there because you can't hype anything up anymore. Like, I guess a good exception would be things like Snow Day, because, for example, like Matt and Trey Parker don't come out with a new video game every, 2 years. They just don't. They've got South Park, they've got their Casa Bonita, they've got other stuff going on. But they and the people they work with are very good at hyping things up. They're like, Snow Day's coming out, but what's after Snow Day? Who cares? Snow Day is out. Whereas, a lot of other companies are like, cool, Tears of the Kingdom, or say Breath of the Wild's out, but just you wait till Tears of the Kingdom. Then do I even want to play Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
If Tears of the Kingdom is going to be so much better. And if you're invested in the story, that's one thing. But if you're new to the franchise, it's like, okay,
But now
who
what
cares?
if the new game doesn't even tie in with the story?
Exactly. Or as technology progresses and advances quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker, the time frame for what's retro is going to shrink and shrink and shrink.
Say by the end of
The weirdest,
2030,
one of the
Yeah.
weirdest part is
Switch is going to be out.
the games that were considered retro are always being remade.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah.
Okay, oh my god, this game was so bad in comparison. Now they're remaking it, and I love it.
That brings up another argument that's still related, though, is, the new games that are coming out, people do not like as much as the old games. So in order to keep customers, they're just going to put a fresh coat of paint on their old games and go, here, you liked this, now it looks better.
Sometimes crash on the old game.
Yeah.
Or you just have a complete ballpark miss, like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Managed to have less than 1,000 players in the game a month after launch.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. First AAA game that's failing right off the bat. Suicide Squad. Get your game up.
Get your game up.
Get good. Or get gone.
Well. Well, what do you think about all this, Tato, with technology progressing, what's new, what's retro, if things are hypeable anymore? I think they very much are, because obviously they're good examples of things that can be hyped and people genuinely get excited for. I know I'm asking you the question, but it made me think of, say, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's where they went wrong, is it used to be every new Marvel movie was an event. You got your friends together and you watched that shit in theaters. But after Endgame, it was but now there's this, and just wait till the next phase and the next one. And they're like, okay.
What's next? Is
Okay.
a frog gonna jump out and be, Superman or something like that?
Yeah, there's more nuance to that.
The
That could be a whole
Thor,
episode.
you pay attention.
Look, man. I watched Endgame and I gave up.
Actually, I kind of did the same. I watched Endgame in theaters and I bawled. And then they just kept adding more and more. And I have not seen another Marvel movie since. And
me either. I saw Endgame twice in theaters, and after that, I watched WandaVision. WandaVision was good, but like...
I'm sorry, you said you've seen Endgame twice in the theaters.
Yeah.
And you paid for it both times.
Yeah. It's an experience,
and
man.
you wonder why people are like, hey, here's some new stuff that's just puked up. I know you watched it the first time, maybe the second
I
time.
don't believe she paid for it one of those times. I'm pretty sure it was like another friend wanted to go see it with her.
Doesn't matter. If you're paying for a same ticket twice, that's just like reheating soup. It's not... If it wasn't good the first time...
Well, then if it wasn't good the first time, I wouldn't have seen it a second time. But that's the difference. Like, that again, this could be its own episode, is like quality change, because there was hype, there was build-up, there was story, and then Endgame was literally, it's Endgame, it's the last thing you're expecting, and then they're like, but wait, there's more!
There's more.
Like, okay.
So
Then what was the point of all the hype?
I think I'm good with my Switch. I will not be buying any other handheld devices. I am good with my retro Nintendo that clearly doesn't have support anymore. It makes me feel old.
If we go down to the bottom of this whole thing, what does this say?
Oh boy!
They're focusing on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Which I also won't buy. I don't care.
But
I would just...
it's so much better. It's got an OLED screen.
And I literally
And
could
it's
care
white.
less.
That means...
White things in my house don't stay white anyway. I'm good.
Yeah. That was an interesting design choice if you think about it. Like every other console, like I'm just thinking about PlayStation again, like every other console they put out was black, and then suddenly the PS5 is white.
You notice that like all consoles have resorted to just black and white now?
Yeah, it's lame. Bring back the clear view, colorful
Like the
stuff.
Switch went from a red and blue.
You can just get a clear view case for everything.
I know, but they're not.
You can make it yourself. You've got a resin printer.
Why is it the cover? Why is that? Why do you want people to look at a white or black box?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is what you're advertising. Look, a box.
It's got lights and it does stuff.
One thing
Wait,
blinks.
No. It's got one little dot that says it's on.
Or a red ring of death.
R.I.P. Xbox 360.
But no, yeah, I guess that is a fair point. To circling back, that is a fair point. That yeah, it's like trying to have online support for like your Game Boy, or trying to like having an old ass refrigerator that the warranty's out and it's like broken as shit. You just get a new one, or you just deal
False.
with it.
I completely understand.
I would
Duct
fix
tape.
that fridge so many
Like,
damn times.
why would
I
Duct
understand
tape fixes
eventually
everything.
turning off the servers of a game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I understand.
Because
that.
like you have to pay these people to manage the servers,
What you're
and who's even
doing-
on it.
What you're doing when you get to the point of when you're just shutting down servers like crazy because it's an old console
Mm-hmm.
and you're making like 5 new consoles a year. I swear.
Right.
You're making like all these new things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That things are gonna get old real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And people are gonna get quickly sick of your devices.
It reminds me of phones. It's like when the new phone comes out, everyone's talking about it, you want to get it, and then next month there's going to be a new one, and there's always going to keep being new phones over and
Yeah.
over again. And it almost makes people feel pressured to like, oh, my phone's 10 years old, I got to replace it, even if it works perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would just keep it.
Perfectly fine, as in, runs at
It runs
2
it.
frames
It
a
runs.
second.
That's it. That's fine if it runs.
It calls a person.
It,
It does
it
its
turns
job.
on. You
Turns
can text,
on, and then you can
call.
finally use it 10
Yeah.
hours later as it's done loading up everything. How you gonna make a phone call, you hit the phone app, and you're like, alright,
No,
so
you
now
just
time to
gotta-
go watch
you
a
gotta
movie.
Put in the numbers,
Yeah.
You're
like the
talking
old
rotary phone
days.
here. That's old school.
Yeah. That's
if it
retro.
works, it works.
Yeah. Well-
Alright, keep that mentality for...
Well, the real shame of it is, like, when it comes to older technologies, is sometimes they do become just obsolete. Like, if you've got, I mean, again, going back to piracy, if you've got one of those, like, third party like game boys that have all the games ever in the world on it, why would you get like an older Game Boy? Or
Nostalgia.
like, well, yeah, but
Nostalgia would be most of it.
that brings emotion into it though, like just in a practical sense, leaving emotion out of it.
Well, I mean, you can still buy a ROM card for Game Boys. You can play any ROM that you want, which it still
But
feeds into the
point is,
piracy.
If you can play the game,
Yeah.
if you can play any game you want on this new device,
Yeah.
what would be the point?
Right. Or like say bring up the phones, the rotary phone. I used to always think that I wanted a like a handheld like thing in my house, like a house phone. But if everyone in your house has a cell phone and you're not hardly home, then you're just paying extra to the cable company for a line you're not even using. So like, again, just obsolete.
But with that same argument, I mean, if we all have computers, why the do we want a PlayStation or an Xbox?
Can't
Which I guess-
emulate PlayStation 4 games.
Well, that's I guess where the big companies like Sony and Nintendo are like, screw you emulators,
into it.
because they for their bottom line they need to provide a reason for us to buy the new console.
Here's the reason: 4K. That's their new reason. Everything's 4K, 1080p, whatever.
I actually just ran into this with the capture card thing. What do I have? The Elgato. I have like the HD60X, which at the time was like only a few months ago, like the brand new Mamma Whamma Jamma card. And now I guess you've got the newer one now that just came out recently, or at least some, we talked
The
about.
4K 60.
Yeah, the 4K 60. Like that's the new big one now. And again, I only got mine a few months ago, and it's already not obsolete. Well, it's not obsolete yet, but it's like it's inferior already. And I'm not buying a new capture card. Mine works fine. But someone who wants the latest and greatest and the super high speed, they're going to be like, well, why didn't I just wait on this one?
Keep that in mind, though, when you're talking about how it works fine. Because give it a couple more months, the older devices are no longer get support. We see this constantly. So eventually, the support for your card or your phone, device, whatever, eventually will end, and you will have to upgrade.
Yeah.
Henceforth, why I think people are just gonna get sick of this stuff real quick.
It's so crap. Yeah, you don't want to pay $400 every 4 months for a new capture card.
I've noticed.
Like,
I know people have been handling it for years on end. They've been dealing with PlayStation replacing its stupid stuff really quick. Same for Xbox, which are pretty much the same two consoles.
I will single-handedly buy every console just to mod the shit out of it so I can play anything. And I will start from ground one. I will buy a PlayStation 1 and I'll mod it. Then I'll buy another PlayStation 2 and I'll mod it. And all the way up to an Xbox One if I have to. I will tear that apart and mod it. Ain't nothing stopping me. I will be my own support.
What I'm saying is people are getting sick of it, and you're starting to see that now.
yeah.
As people are like, oh, well, as it turns out, I really don't like microtransactions. Oh, as it turns out, people stealing my games is not cool.
Right?
Oh, as
Yuzu.
it turns out, my obsolete gaming console is fine. I'm gonna play it. And
Yeah. Again, if it works, great. Like, again, I love retro gaming. I would love to play like old school. I gotta bring it up again. Easiest example: Spyro 2 on the PlayStation 2. Why not? Like OG hardware, OG game. There's just something really cool and pure about that. But if my Spyro game on my PS5 that I already own is working fine, I can wait a minute.
And you notice it all the time. Games have lost split screen
Yeah,
because
we've talked about that here before.
You don't get to play with a friend anymore.
No.
Unless
It's online or
unless
nothing.
They have their own fucking system. LAN party. That was taken out. You know what I liked about Power World? Had fucking LAN party.
Yeah.
That means if that game ever goes down and people don't like it, I can just have my own downloaded version and I can play with my friends still.
And actually, what's interesting, I know we actually encountered this, like the first time we tried to play Overcooked. That's kind of like the unsung hero of saving the LAN parties, because you can play multiplayer on the original Overcooked, but that's but they have to be right next to you. There's no online multiplayer on Overcooked. It's literally just they have to be sitting next to you or you're playing by yourself. So we ended up having to upgrade to Overcooked 2, which does have online multiplayer.
It's not a saving grace.
No.
No, it was just inconvenient. But, yeah. Anyways. I don't know. I thought I was making a point there. Whatever, just...
You attempted. It's fine.
Attempted.
Bonk.
That's what matters.
She's dead.
But.
To me, at least.
Alright, anything else we want to discuss before we riggedy wrap this episode up?
I think we're about finished.
I think so too. I think this was...
We just turned what was supposed to be into a huge rant about how much we need to steal things.
It's not... Well, no!
Part 1, piracy.
No!
Borrowing.
Part
It's
one of piracy.
borrowing.
Part 2?
Ah, yes. Borrowing. For an extended period of time.
Until someone takes it from me.
It's not thievery if it's borrowing.
Exactly.
Deal with it. Alright, yeah, well, that did bring up an interesting conversation, the lack of online support. I'm glad we talked about that, ladies and gent. Yeah, well, definitely, do you want to hear us talk about it even more in length? I'm sure we could make a whole episode about it. Slide into our DMs. We all have social medias. Mine are here at BrittRochelle.com.
They used to be there.
But now they're here.
Nope, they're not there anymore.
And you can reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. I've got a lot of socials, so just go to BrittRochelle.com. You'll find all the links there. Twitch streaming, Instagram, Twitter, all of that.
You can find me at Tiny and Adorable. I'm on TikTok, Instagram. I think it's the same name on Twitch too, but I just started, so I can't be sure. Don't quote me on that.
We'll update it on the screen.
And then, a Linktree muffin. It's got all my socials, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, all that jazz.
And GFAP socials are coming sooner than you think. So if you want to come straight to the channel directly instead of us individually, you'll be able to very soon. Until next time, thank you for joining us on another episode of the Ginger Force Apocalypse podcast, aka GFAP.
GFAP!
The GFAPpening.
It's happening.
Get ready.
Next time, we teach you how to mod.